There is no stopping Filipino race car driver Daniel Miranda as he continues to make a name for himself in the racing world. Miranda currently leads all Asian drivers in the TCR Series. He also had a podium finish recently in the Vita of Asia race at the famed Suzuka circuit in Japan. Daniel is with me right now here in the studio. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk. Daniel Miranda, hello.
Good morning, hello.
Thank you for being here on the show.
Thank you so much for
It's nice to have you. Okay, we don't get a lot of race car drivers, and every time we do, we get excited because, especially for someone who, at your age who's doing so well in this sport. Before we go to your accomplishments, you're 22 years old right now, right? But you started racing when you were
about 13, 14 years old, back home in Cebu.
You're from Cebu. Go-karts?
Go-karts,
Can you tell me how you started?
So, well, actually, I was given the opportunity since my dad used to race cars as well.
Okay.
So my dad just had an old go-kart, you know. My dad was just like, why don't you just give it a try? So I did, you know, back home, there's a small racetrack, kart zone.
Okay.
So he gave me the opportunity, and I just, you know, took it slowly. Every weekend, I was just there, but we were pretty much in a budget since my parents didn't want to spend much for me. So
it's really expensive, that,
Yes.
that sport, diba? Okay.
Karting, racing is not a cheap
Okay.
sport. So after that, I just, you know, slowly got into it. I got addicted to it. So from then on, you know, my family supported me. So 2013, 2014, I moved to Manila for my racing since I used to just go back and forth.
Yeah. That was tedious, going back and forth.
Yes.
So now you don't have to go back and forth anymore?
Well, right
Once in
now
a
I
while?
study in Sydney.
Oh, so you're based in Sydney,
Yes,
Australia?
I'm based in Sydney.
Okay.
Yes, I go to uni there. So about once a month, I still have to travel. You know, I race the TCR Asian Series. So I go around China, other Asian races.
There's nowhere you're giving up racing.
No, I love it.
How did you transition from go-karts to cars? Because we talked about it during the break.
Yeah.
Go-karts usually that's the entry level, diba?
Yes.
And then you move up. It's either going that formula route or the racing cars route, diba? You went that. How did you transition to that?
Well, I started with go-karts, and then I moved up to the VS Cup. I did VS Cup 3 years here in the Philippines, and then in 2017, I won the VS Cup overall champion.
Wow.
So last year, I did the V1 series together with the Formula Renault. So it's a Formula cars. It's like the entry level of Formula cars.
Yeah, V1,
so I finished 4th overall.
Wow.
Against European drivers as well. So
Class drivers.
yes.
Yeah.
So this year, I gave it another try. I feel like racing cars is my
Passion.
passion. Yes.
Yeah.
So I gave
You're
it.
so good at it too.
Thank you.
Right? There's
Thank
no
you.
like no one's like there's no stopping you. I mean, so many accomplishments. Like what you said, a very young age. But for you, old na yung 14 years old when you started karting. But talk about racing in the TCR Series. What is this? Because you led all Asian drivers in TCR Series.
Yes. So for now, actually next week I go to Zhejiang, China for another TCR race. I'm currently leading now the Asian Driver Series.
Okay.
So this isn't any other joke. You know, I'm against European TCR World Champions. So I'm still slowly improving, learning, and there's still so much for me to learn. So every race I'm improving myself. So I'm really happy with that.
But you're number one here. You're leading. How does that feel to be, you know, to be one of the leaders or the leader in this series?
Well, as an Asian driver, you know, it feels really good, but I still feel that there's still...
I like that.
I still lack, you know, I still lack so much for myself and for the car. You know, I still need to learn so much more, but I still have 2 more races, and hopefully, I'm actually 4th overall right now, and 1st for the Asian drivers. So hopefully I can continue my lead and get to the top 3.
I like that hunger, Daniel. You should always keep that, always be hungry and striving to be the best. Now, you are the top Asian driver. Okay, how does it feel to race with you know, the world's drivers? When they mention your name, you're the top driver in a certain race, in the Asian, you said, right? And then when they say, okay, Daniel Miranda is Asian, but you know, he's one of the best drivers in the world. How does that feel? Like racing with the world's best people from Europe, from other, you know, race drivers from all around the world?
Well, I can say that, like what I said, you know, there's still so much I can improve on for myself. And for the car, this is only my first year doing the TCR Series. You know, my other competitors are racing in Europe as well. So every weekend they're in the car. But for me, you know, I still have to continue my studies. So
Australia,
I only have 5 races a year for the TCR. So I only have limited supply of, you know, practice. Since I can't just go to the racetrack and practice. But, you know, aside from not being in the racetrack, I still have to stay physically and mentally fit. So that's what I have to do.
No?
Yeah, you need
Kailangan
to.
yun. Kailangan fit pa rin dun sa sport.
Yes.
Okay, do you plan on going to Europe, like training there? Like,
well, for this year, I can say I'm just going to focus on the TCR. You know, I'm going to do my best this year, and you know, hopefully, I can convince my sponsors, my family, to continue supporting me. You know,
Okay, you also had a podium finish sa Vita of Asia,
Yes.
diba? That happened at the famed Suzuka circuit in Japan. Third place, tama ba?
Yes,
Let's
yes.
talk about that now. How was it?
So I was invited for the Vita in Suzuka racetrack, you know. So they invited me to go there, but I was a bit nervous going there since,
Why?
you know, the Vita is from Japan. So, you know, their top drivers are in Japan.
Yeah.
And I haven't driven the Vita, V1 car for almost a year. You know, so I didn't really expect much. I just actually went there to, you know, just to
Experience
enjoy
it.
and experience
Yeah,
the
yeah,
racetrack. But, you know, myself, every time I go to the racetrack, I always want to do my best. I always want to win, of course. So the first race, I started about 8th and just moved up to 7th place. I was still learning the racetrack.
Yeah.
Learning the overtaking moves. And, you know, my coach, my family was telling me, you know, you come here, you have to win. So I got pressured myself.
Pressure.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to do that, you know. You gotta mentally be prepared for it. So for race 2, I started 7th, and in about the 2nd and 3rd lap, I managed to go to 2nd. So I kept a good, comfortable 2nd lead, yeah. But the cars in the back were just, you know, pressuring me. So in the last lap, the 3rd placer guy got at me in the 130R, they call it, the fastest corner in Suzuka.
Oh, okay.
So he was side by side on me, and I saw him in my side mirror. I was like, if I close the door, we might get into an accident. So I just, you know, took it slowly beside him, and hopefully I can get him on the last lap, last corner.
Yeah.
But, you know, he had more track experience. He blocked me, and we were just side by side going to the finish line.
Still, you know, side by side
Yes.
with being in that, and saying, sabi mo nga, it's your first experience there,
Yes.
diba? A lot of learnings for sure. What is your ultimate goal, Daniel? Like, for every racer, I'm sure, for every athlete, there's that ultimate goal. For basketball players, I want an MVP award, a championship. For you, are you aiming like F1? What are you aiming for?
Well, I can say, you know, every racer's dream is to go to F1. You know, that's why, that's why we all race. But I can say now that last year I just did Formula Renault. I only did 1 year, and I can say I started late myself. I think you should go about to Formula cars for about 16, 17 years old. And to be in F1, you should be in Europe, you know, where the competition is very tough.
Yeah.
For now, TCR Asia is going to be my focus, you know.
Okay.
So I'm actually right now I drive for Hyundai in the TCR Series, and Hyundai got me as their customer racing junior program.
That's
So
awesome.
hopefully, you know, for the TCR, our main goal is to go World TCR. So this is where we compete against the top World TCR drivers. So that's going to be my focus for this year and for the next races.
For the next few
Years to
races.
come,
All
yes.
right. You're still a young guy anyway.
Yes.
You can always change your mind. But yeah, continue your school, continue winning, continue making
you.
us proud here in the Philippines. Thank you, Daniel, for being
Thank
here
you
in the
so
show.
much. Thank you.
Come by anytime.
Will do.
Whenever
Thank
you're
you.
here in the Philippines. Again, we just had international race car driver Daniel Miranda.
Thank you.